Okay, adventures continue. So what am I driving today? I'm driving the Ice Age vehicle, this badass Ram Cummins 3500. I mean, why aren't I driving the Lightning? Well, it's because the gentleman that works for me, he's driving the Lightning. In fact, he's going to be driving the Lightning for a while. It's kind of more like his vehicle than my vehicle. And that's what I was kind of saying earlier in my video is, hey, I buy a lot of cars, but a lot of people enjoy what I buy. Yeah, somebody out there's probably saying, hey, how do I become your friend, right? Can I become your friend and come over and drive your GT500 or your Hellcat or the Harley? Yeah. I've had those comments before. So, yeah, I just love this diesel truck. Hey, I bought an electric vehicle. I'm doing my contributions to the green agenda. For the record, I'm doing the offset, right? Got the Mach-E's, 2 of those. Got another F-150 Lightning coming, right? My daughter's like, Dad, don't drill down into the bed of the truck. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to strap her down. I don't think it's going to stay in the back here, but I got to get fuel. And I'm going to go to Sam's Club. Sam's Club usually has pretty damn good prices on fuel. So I'll be down that area today, and that's what I'm going to do. So follow me along in the Ice Age EV piped diesel conversations. Something for anybody out there that's got lawnmowers and motorcycles. Seafoam, this stuff's like the miracle stuff. I think if you drank it, you'd live forever. That stuff's so awesome. I do that. I'm using this fuel for my lawnmowers and my ATVs and dirt bike. So you don't go through this fuel as fast as a car. So like in this tank here, you put 100 gallons in this tank, it can take 3 to 6 months to use it all up. And so if you don't treat that fuel, that ethanol fuel is the worst. Yeah, and there's somebody locally here that has the regular, the non-ethanol fuel. So, and I've had great success using this Seafoam, because I know, buy the non-ethanol fuel, but I have to go it'd be about a 60-mile round trip for me to get that stuff. And damn, that stuff's expensive. I mean, it's at least $1 more, if not $2. So for me, the Seafoam right here, this is awesome stuff. And what it does is it stabilizes the fuel so that the ethanol doesn't separate from the gas. And that's the key. Once you have ethanol sit for a while, it separates from the gas. And your challenge is you have 3 products in your gasoline. Over time, what happens is moisture gets into the tank. And so 3 things happen. You buy gas, you let it sit for a while, moisture gets in the tank, water goes to the bottom, water is the heaviest, fuel separates from the ethanol, so now you have 3 products in your fuel tank, and that's what screws up your little gas engine, lawnmower, snowblower, weed whacker, dirt bike, ATV, and that's what it's classic. Every lawn and garden equipment dealership, they have a field day, and everybody brings in machines that have ethanol contamination in their machines. It's a huge profit center, but if you use that Seafoam, it helps stabilize the fuel so it doesn't do that. So just some ideas for the Ice Age TV, internal combustion engine age TV followers. Everybody thinks I'm going EV, and what am I driving today? I mean, come on. Follow me along. Now this car gets to get rested. If you look here, man, look at these tires. I mean, this car here has like 12,000 miles on it. So you can already see the tread here. It's not bad, but it's definitely, the gentleman that works for me thinks I'll get 20,000 miles out of those. Yeah, I think we probably will, but it'll be a stretch, because these are performance tires. These are these summer performance tires where they're the worst in the winter months. Once it becomes the winter months and it's cold days, these tires are junk, especially in the rain and the snow. I mean, I'm not embellishing here. So let's see how many miles this thing has on it. 11,000 something, I think. 11,568. So, this thing's getting driven. Like I say, if I ever just had one car, it would have 70,000 miles on it in 1 year. Maybe 80 in 1 year. It's crazy. All right, gotta go do some work now. Oh, you actually work? Really? All right, I am contributing to the carbon footprint today with my badass Ram 3500. Yesterday I contributed to the EV Today I'm contributing to the Ice Age. How about that? How about I do that? I do both, right? I do the good deed for the green agenda. I do the good deed for the green agenda. And I do the good deed for the Ice Age. I mean, I think that's a pretty good idea, right? Never ends. Every time I pull out of the shop, I gotta come back. Who has that experience? Listen to this truck. I mean, come on. Would you ever guess this truck is 8 years old? It's over 8 years old, July of 2014. I mean, good Lord. I mean, Jesus, listen to that thing. That's just so right. It's rap. Oh, the adventures continue. The stories, right? Hey, we're at 19 miles per gallon, man. I'm telling you what. For this big ass truck, yeah, is that just nice or what? Yeah, I got home last night and cut grass. The grass just doesn't end. The weed whacking, that's the worst ever in my property. The worst ever. It's just all about damn time. I quit buying cars. I ain't gonna go buy any cars today. How about that? Is that a revolution? Is that a resolution? Is that a miracle? Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. But you know what? One of my forum members in the car forum community, he reached out this morning and he said, hey, you forgot to mention the out of control railroad. And I was like, wow, that's right. You know, right now, technically this Friday, the railroad may go on strike. The administration's trying to negotiate something to keep them on the job. But oh my gosh. And so here's the thing. I talked about this yesterday as well. If the railroad does go on strike, then, yeah, I mean, supply chain issues all over again, magnified, out of control. You know, here's another thing yesterday to think about when I bought that F-150 truck. The gentleman there brought this up, which he's right. The 2023 F-150 truck has a price increase. I can't remember if it was 8 grand or 10 grand or 12 grand. And if that's, you know, let's just say for a heck if it's 10 grand. I mean, so think this through. Sure, I just paid 15 over on that black F-150 Lightning truck, which, yeah, yeah, I know. Okay, well, in all fairness to me, I got another F-150 Lightning coming in, and I guess I could flip that to offset the 15 grand, right? But here's the thing. Let's just say that the 2023s are 10 grand more. So that truck in 2023 would be $90,000. So at the end of the day, if you think about it, I didn't get harmed that bad. And you know another thing that's really cool about Florida? So I have Florida residents and Tennessee residents, and I register some of my vehicles in Virginia, some in Florida. It just depends what's going on. But Florida, one thing about Florida is they have tax refund when you buy a car. Virginia is the worst. Virginia is the worst. So when you go out and buy a car in Virginia, if you live in Virginia and you title it in Virginia, the vehicle, you don't get a refund of your tax. So to give you an example, I bought that Ford F-250 truck. And if I buy it and tag it in Virginia, then on a $100,000 truck, just simple numbers, we'll just say it's $4,500. Now, when you tag it in Florida, it's 6%, but after $30,000, it goes down to like 3.9%. It's some number like that. So basically, it's going to be close to the same amount of money. But here's the good news. You know, so I had to pay the tax on F-250 Tremor truck. But when I trade it back in, I get a tax credit from the state of Florida towards that new F-150 Black Lightning truck. So the tax liability in that truck was like borderline nothing. Yeah, I mean, borderline zero. So for a lot of people understand is if I would have had a Virginia traded truck on that vehicle and I tagged that vehicle Virginia, then that truck, if I would have bought it for $90,000, then basically it'd have been close to 94, you know, would have been $4 grand in taxes. So I'd have paid, you know, $94,000. So at the end of the day, once again, if the 2023 truck doesn't have anything more to offer than the 2022, which I don't know if that's factual or not. I don't know if the 2023 has a bigger battery, you know, then I get that. But if it doesn't, then at the end of the day, I didn't really pay much more for that truck per se for the market value. Just like those Mach-E's, those are going up like $7,000. Remember I was saying earlier this morning in my first video, we're out of control. We are out of control. I mean, I'll use me as a perfect example of a guy that's out of control, and I gave you the examples of what can play out eventually if you're too out of control. I get all that, but at the same time, unbeknownst to most people, that truck is now my employee's truck. He's going to be driving that truck. I mean, I'm not mine. That's his truck. I'm going to let him take that truck home. He'll be able to use it on the weekends. He knows that he can't go out and do stupid things. He can't go bar hopping in the truck. He understands all that. That he has another vehicle if he wants to go with his buddies and go do stupid things. He can't be in my truck. So, and I've known this individual, for basically close to 20 years. So his father was a friend of mine, and his father sadly passed very young. And, and I've known my employee, and he lives right up the road. And yeah, he's like my kid. Yeah, to a degree he is, which that's all about family. If you're a small business and you don't have personal relationships with people, then you're not in small business. And I witness this all the time. In small business, it's such a person-to-person relationship, and don't get me wrong, in big business, management, yes, but it's even more so in small business, because this is your challenge. You're a small business owner. It's very challenging. It's challenging for you to attract people to your business because of what you can offer them. And I'm sure some people are like, well, Jesus Christ, you got a lot of cars, you probably offer them a lot. Well, that's all proportional. It's all about the work and the job you do for your rewards for your efforts. I mean, if you look at it that way, why does the Amazon guy go to work? Jeff Bezos is worth billions of dollars. Why would you go drive a truck around all day, make deliveries, and make a mediocre salary and bust your ass? I mean, you can go through the list of corporations where the CEOs make millions and billions, and the employees are peons. So, but anyways, whole point is, in small business, if you don't have a really good relationship with your employees and a personal relationship, then you probably don't have many people that hang out with you. And that's the thing about life. You figure out who hangs out with people, who's their friends, who has the friend that's 10 years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of relationship with a friend. That's what it's all about in life. I mean, you hate to say it, but at the funeral, who shows up? I mean, sadly, in this lifetime for us, when we all depart this world, who shows up at the funeral? If there ain't many people show up, what does that mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the person was a bad person. They could have been very sheltered, but, when you go to a funeral and a ton of people show up, I mean, and in fact, there's a gentleman here that I met when I moved down this area in 1991. And really sad, because the guy's my same age. And I met him in 1991, really good, nice local guy. He was kind of the self-employed handyman, doing all type of businesses and things. And he was well known in the community. And he was just a really nice, good guy. Well, sadly, he passed this summer. And I was at the trash recycling facility on Saturday, and I saw his truck. I've never met his wife, because we weren't like friends, buddies. We were just knew each other because I tried to do business with him, years ago, and I just knew of him, and I'd pass him and wave to him, and but I knew he was a good guy in the community. So I see his black truck, Chevy truck, and at the recycling dump facility, trash collection, I should say. And there's a lady standing next to it, and she's like, my age, his age. I said, hey, is that, David's truck? And she said, yes, it is. And she goes, I'm his wife. I said, oh, man. And I said, my sincere condolences. He's a really nice guy that I knew of, and blah, blah, blah. And she said, she was like, I was blown away at how many people came to the viewing, to the funeral. She's like, I never knew he knew that many people. This is a married woman to a man that didn't even realize that her husband was just well-liked and well-known in the community, where she was just taken back. She was just emotional about it. I was just stunned on how many people. Hey, I'm driving a Chug-a-Lug. This thing's a Chug-a-Lug. I mean, right now it's Chug-a-Lug. It's a Chug-a-Lug. Chug-a-Lug, Chug-a-Lug. Yeah, why do I like that? So she was just really taken back about how many people came out to support show their support for a guy that sadly passed this physical world. So, and that's the point is, when you're in small business and you have relationships with other business owners and people, it's all about the relationship, the respect. More than ever, it's the respect. If you respect others, typically they respect you back. If you disrespect people, then you're going to get disrespect back. All right. It's all about the we've gone from the out of control conversation just Monday morning to now I'm sharing with you that I bought that F-150 truck, but is it for me? For the moment, it's not. I mean, I told the gentleman works for me, we'll see how it goes. Let's just see how you do and keep your head on straight and keep on doing what you're supposed to do, and we'll make it all work. And I have no problem with you enjoying that vehicle. And he's tickled pink. I mean, picture this morning you come to work and your employer hands you the keys to a brand new F-150 Lightning truck. I mean, come on. I know if I was in issues, I'd be like, this is awesome. I mean, this is awesome beyond awesome. Yeah. I mean, and forget if it's an electric vehicle or a gas vehicle. It's just the fact that, he's never had a new vehicle. The gentleman that works for me, he's never ever owned a new vehicle, ever. He's always owned used vehicles. He's a smart guy. I mean, he freaking doesn't spend his money on vehicles. Yeah, smart guy. So anyways, I think that's pretty cool. And for me, I'm just not attached to these things. Some of you watch my channel, and I'm just, I'm not attached to my cars. That's why you see me flip them and get rid of them. I've told you many times, my challenge is I get bored of them. And yeah, right, the out of control has got to stop. But it's funny. I started thinking to myself this morning, here I just reached out to my Ford F-150 2023 model. It's pretty cool. Since I ordered that in June of 2022, I get the lock-in pricing. So that truck won't be the inflated new Ford pricing. That's the same thing down there in Florida with my dad's Ford Maverick that I ordered. Same thing. They did not raise the price on that Maverick. We had locked-in pricing. So Ford is really good about that. Ford knows they've got, challenges of producing vehicles. So as a favor back to their, customer, they lock in the price for the year that it was priced. They don't upcharge you for the following model year, which that's pretty cool. Yeah, the Maverick, here's the Maverick conversations. My dad he's just at the age, if you heard my video yesterday, he's 90 years old. Every 6 months he has to have his eyes checked. And I think he's just more than ever, whether you realize it or not, families are challenged right now. Everything's so expensive. If you're on a pension, think about this. If you're on a pension of 50 grand a year right now, and what you're witnessing now, and you already kind of budgeted your money 2-3 years ago on $50,000, a pension, how are you doing right now? You're not doing very well. And how's your stock portfolio doing? Yeah, it's doing pretty damn lousy. So it's out of control. So for my father, I think what's going to end up happening, either I reach out to a local dealer. That's a really cool little truck. Here's the danger. That's a cool little truck. Do I bring it back north? I actually have a friend of mine that's kind of interested in it. But then at the same time, I don't know. Part of me says to call Kuhn's Baltimore Ford and ask them what they give me for it. And I would say conservative number $5,000. Because it's not a $50,000-$60,000 vehicle. It's a $30,000-$40,000 vehicle, and that's usually what I've noticed with these dealerships. They got to be within reason, but I don't know. I guess their attitude would be, we can get 10 over, but we can't give you 10 over because the person who walks in the door will pay us maybe 10 over, so we'll give you 5 over the sticker, and that's the end of the game. So we'll have to see. We'll have to kind of weigh that option as we ride around the train. The diesel. And I haven't even ordered that straight pipe for my kid. Yeah, I haven't even worked on the Harley's exhaust. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I don't even know if I told you that story about the Harley Davidson, that street bob where I bought a Vance and Hines straight pipe off the bike. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you just voided your warranty. So whether you realize it or not, that exhaust is like $700. Exhaust of motorcycles has increased by $100, $200. Right, out of control. And so I come to find out after buying a Vance and Hines setup, you got to buy a tuner. mean, I really didn't think that through. So this is getting very expensive. That tuner is like $400. So think this through. To put a straight pipe in that street bob, this has turned into like a $1,200 expense. Yeah. And then I'm going on the internet and doing a lot of research on that Vance & Hines, Pro Tuner 3. It's like a fuel pack Tuner 3, they call it. Oh my gosh, that thing has so much technology in it. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're going to screw up your bike. It ain't going to run right. It ain't going to run right. It may even turn off. It may not even start. And so you got to remap the whole freaking bike. And it's actually a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You got to run like 2 or 3 tanks of fuel while you watch on your phone, the app that you download on your phone to watch the fuel pack while it's on auto tune. And it maps out your ECM, and it figures out how to make the bike work properly with the air-gas flow mixture in those 2 cylinders. Yeah, it's a lot more detailed than you realize. And I've been down this road before. I've done a Vance & Hines head pipe tuner, high output exhaust mufflers on my 2017 Harley-Davidson CVL Limited. And after I did it, I kind of regretted it because that bike never ran. It always rants you rich. You can always smell the unburned fuel. And here's the number one no-no that I learned kind of watching some, pro Harley guys that worked on Harleys and stuff. And here's the no-no. So I took that bike right to the Harley dealership, and and they went ahead and retuned it. So, but what that does, once they hook that bike up, it sends information to Harley manufacturing that the bike's been altered. So it automatically now has a record to show I altered the bike to void the warranty and any issues with that motor and drivetrain. Yeah. So that's one guy said. He says, if you take your bike to the Harley dealer, if you put a straight head pipe on your bike, I'm not talking about mufflers. I'm talking about a straight head pipe. You take out the Cadillac converter and you redo the whole exhaust. And the number one no-no is if you go to a Harley dealer, you're flagged. Yeah, they'll tune it, but the guy says, but the Harley tuner won't even do anything for you because Harley Davidson's been so beat up on the EPA going after them for the there's a guy in a TRX that's wanting to be Mr. Badass. That's wanting to be Mr. Badass today and get up the road. I'd love to hear a TRX owner, what's your fuel mileage? I mean, I'm not being critical. I mean, I've already told you, danger is that TRX gets down, if the market ever adjusts, the TRX sounded reasonable in buying one, I would pick one up. The Ram products, I mean, I've never been against the TRX. I've always been more about the Raptor. I feel is the better truck. I've been like the Ram TRX. I would not compare it to the Raptor. Sorry. The Raptor is just a better truck. I think the Ram TRX is neat, but I just, that's just kind of who I am. It's like the GT500 and the Hellcat Challenger. It's just 2 different animals. It's a disgrace, really, to try to compare them. They're 2 different animals. They're not the same vehicle. It's just one does one thing, the other does another thing. And so, but it gets into an argument, and that's why I think it's a disgrace. So anyways, back to the exhaust. So yeah, I need to do that project on the daughter Street Bob. But I'm learning a lot of the tricks of the trade on how you make that play out. So that's going to be interesting. But the whole thing is I haven't done it because, what am I doing every day of my life besides buying and trading cars? What's really interesting is a lot of people think I'm a dealer. There's a lot of people kind of now between my car forums and my YouTube channel, people are weighing in that, hey, in the state of Virginia, what they don't understand is I'm not doing transactions in the state of Virginia. I've got Florida residents, so some of these vehicles go to Florida registration. So, so that's already kind of misinformation by people saying, hey, Virginia, you can't be selling and you can't be buying and selling these cars. You got to get a dealer license, and being a private individual that you probably are, you're capped on how many transactions you can do per year. I'm pretty sure that's factual, but I'm not doing that. I'm buying a car and I turn around and trade it back into the dealership. So there's nothing, there's nothing secretive going on that I'm enriching myself on these vehicles. The only thing you're hearing from me is if Kuhn's Baltimore Ford says I'll give you 20 grand to give a Ford Lightning back, you know, I'll give you 10 grand to give a Ford Bronco back. That's pretty enticing, but they never gave me the money. We just took the monies and we refinagled a whole other deal into 2 more vehicles. You know, we gave them 6 for 2. So it wasn't like Kuhn's Baltimore Ford wrote me a check. And I get all that stuff what other people are trying to kind of, you know, talk about. All right, here we are going down the road. I'm trying to giving you more information, what's going on. And, you know, and the gentleman who's been driving around my Mach-E, he really likes that vehicle. And he's really is the type of guy that's on the page. Yeah, he sees the electric vehicle for what we do and run around every day and put 150, 200 miles a day on a vehicle. It's just a no-brainer. Here's the traffic. It doesn't end. All right, stay tuned. Let's check on the kid, see what she's doing. Oh, she's not answering. Oh, well. All right, it's the Ford Lightning. Smoking them. The coal burner. You bad guy. Look at that there. Yeah, right? Yeah, there's no way that lady would smoke this thing in our heartbeat. Those things are so fast. It's crazy. What mode do you have the truck in right now?
I put it in sport. I'm doing that.
You're in sport?
Yeah, the old sport mode.
So how many miles did it say it had on range when you got in the truck this morning?
It said like 303, 305 when I left.
It should, you know, when it's accurate, it's like 353. I wonder if you could get 400 out of it.
You probably drove the shit out of it for that 90 miles.
No, I don't think so. Here's what's interesting. I'm pretty sure that Ford drives those trucks 50 miles. I just can't remember. I think Ford really goes over those vehicles when they ship them. I bet that truck had 40, 50 miles where you got it. He drove it home and drove it back to the dealership. So it had like 90 miles on it.
That's funny.
He didn't, all the guy did was got that truck to make a profit.
Yeah.
That's all he did. You know what I mean? How are the seats?
Yeah.
The seats comfortable?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I kind of like the two-tone gray and black.
I do. I think it looks pretty sharp. You know?
I like the interior too. It's kind of reminiscent of the Tremor interior with that kind of, it's almost like that orange. It's not quite that same stitch color, but got that like browny, orangey stitch. God, this is good.
Yeah, right. Yipper, yeah, so we definitely get a cover for it. You want a bed rug?
Yeah, definitely. I would love a bed rug for sure, but
yeah, we'll get one.
Definitely.
I'll get one.
Tonneau cover, but
Yeah, we'll order one.
yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the front windows just to match the back.
Oh yeah, we definitely want to have tinted. We definitely want to go over to LA Tint and put a stripe across the front windshield and tint the windows on the sides to match the back.
Yeah, that'll make it. I think that'll really make it look really, really sleek.
Yeah, it will, no doubt. All right, I'm rolling up here to Sam's Club. I wonder if the price of fuel at Sam's Club. What do you think? What's your guess?
Well, I paid $3 for premium.
Really?
At Costco the other day. Yeah.
That was not premium.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's all I ever get is premium. It was $2.99. Or no, it was three. It was like three. I don't know. It was like
okay, here it is.
5.3.
$3.48 is no lead. $3.83 is premium.
Yeah, I think it was $3.99 the other day at Costco. Actually, God, this semi is out of control. They got 2 of them here. They're just freaking. They're like driving a freaking pickup truck. down the road. He literally jumped from the far left-hand lane. Now he's in the far right-hand lane. Now he almost swiped the fucking dump truck, so he moved
write
back
him
over
up.
to the middle lane.
I would call.
Like,
You can
Jesus
call.
Christ.
You can call Maryland State Police and tell them you're following a guy in mile mark or whatever, and the guy's totally out of control. He could be stoned off his ass.
Yeah.
You can make that phone call on that
Yeah.
number pound 57 or whatever it is.
Yeah. So my job about to get around and so I don't have to deal with him no more.
All right. See you. Bye.
But,
There's my man driving the F-150 truck, and get this, the F-250 truck that I took in yesterday, it's already sold. It's already gone. It's sold yesterday afternoon after I left. All right, my first fill up, 439 for diesel. It's not bad. 449 down there in Tennessee, so Sam's Club's pretty good, respectable. And so let's see how much this bad boy takes, and then I'm gonna fill up the gas tank. And how much do I put in that? I mean, I'll probably put like 50 gallons in this thing, because you put 100 gallons. Jesus Christ, that's $400. Yikes! Yeah, the energy. But yeah, Ford F-250 Tremor truck I gave back. What's crazy is I saw a young sales guy come up to me and ask me about it. And I saw him doing like a video about it, and then I'm sure that's the guy who probably sold it. Yeah. The times, people are kind of radiating back to me and my channel like, hey man, you're the guy preaching how countries are gonna go broke, but you're the guy who's still buying stuff. That's the hypocrite channel. All right, there's $83 in diesel. Now it's the gas time. All right, well, I put 26 gallons in. I had a guy behind me between filling the truck up and filling that up. And you know what? If you time it right, if my prediction's right, why would you put a lot of gas in your 100-gallon tank if gas prices go down 25, 50 cents a gallon, right? I mean, that's $50 on 100 gallons. So I gotta start thinking to myself, you heard my guy. I live on the road, behind the wheel of a car, man. I'm telling you what, it is so challenging. The roads are just borderline disgusting. There's so many people on the road that are just violent drivers. Yeah, I mean, it's radical stuff. And you just heard my guy, and he's out there in the 495 Beltway, D.C. area. And, I'm not embellishing. What he was talking about is some guy in a tractor trailer is in an accident on the Beltway. Beltway shut down. You're stuck in traffic forever. So the guy in the tractor trailer, this guy's making maneuvers like he's driving a sports car. So it's very challenging. That's always been my challenge in my life and business is you live behind the wheel of a car. People think, it's cool, but if you live in this traffic and you have to get in and out of locations and do business like I do, I mean, it gets old. I mean, I don't do that as much. I got other people that do that for me, but I'm still out the road doing other things. All right, I'm here at Sam's. Buy some goodies. All right, wow, Sam's Club. Let me tell you what. I just at the Sam's Club, and I just bought a ton of stuff. Look at this, the DEF is like $20 to $25. I got it there for $15. I mean, it's crazy. I just spent $338 in a lot of food. I mean, I got a lot of food back there. You can't really see all of it, but the whole point is, I've been going to Costco for years. I kind of forgot about Sam's Club. The only reason I'm kind of going to Sam's Club is because when I'm down in Tennessee, there is no Costco. And wow, I mean, I can't emphasize enough that the Sam's Club, I mean, I'd say conservative, I've saved $30. I mean, maybe $50 because I buy those terracotta towels. And at Costco, those things are $20. And here they're $15. There's $5. There's $15 right there. And then I buy like the cheese Danish and apple Danish. Costco used to be like $6. They're now $12. Here it's $7. There's $5. There's $20 just off the tip of my tongue. The baby back ribs, I got 2 packages of those. They're like $20 at Costco. They're $15 here. There's another $10. There's $30 right there off the tip of my tongue. And then what else did I get? I'm just kind of thinking some other stuff I bought. So I would say conservative $30. I'd say more like $50. So, and unfortunately for some people, you don't have any option. There may only be a Costco in your neighborhood or a Sam's. But if you got a Sam's, then fuel. In all reality, for diesel fuel, that's huge. I mean, diesel fuel up here is basically like $5 a gallon. Conservative, $4.69. So, I would say just in fuel that I just put in, I saved myself, I'd say probably 20 times 36 was $6. So, yeah, not too shabby. The adventures, right? We watch my channels, like, how does this go from the car channel to the going shopping with you at Sam's? Well, it's more about me just sharing information, that's all. And today, like I said, I mean, more than ever, it's so expensive. I mean, good Lord. Yeah, I mean, for the record, I just spent $338 at Sam's Club for food. You're not going to eat that in one day. We know that. And then I spent $100 on gas for the lawnmower and dirt bike and motorcycles. ATV. All right, so that's $438. And then I bought diesel fuel. That was like $86, I think. So close to $600. I mean, think about that. $488 or $438, and then another $86, $538, $520. Yeah, so $520. Yeah, $500 a day. But the dog food, that's another thing. The dog food, Costco has their own brand, and that stuff now it's like $15 more than it used to be. So I just got the Sam's member dog food for literally like $15 less. So there's $45 right off the tip of my tongue to go into Sam's Club. Conservative $50 difference to go to Sam's Club. So there's no doubt in my mind, at Costco and where I live, if I'd have done the same shopping, that $338 bill would have been at least $388, maybe $400. Yeah, where am I going? Yeah, where am I going now? Yeah, exactly. Right now, a guy just called me. This is funny. Are you saying the truck's faster than the Mach-E?
I think so. Overall, yeah, because that Mach-E only lets you do that 5-second full power, full throttle, and so you can really feel it kind of wean back and kind of hold you back. It's the faster you go, the more you're into it. And this truck, though, it's kind of frightful. Like, it's power torque. You don't feel it disappear like you do in the Mach-E, but
it just keeps going and going. You're saying, like when you nail it, it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't ever cut it off. It feels like you don't feel it at least. I would say this is probably quicker. Yeah, line them up side by side. I would say it's probably quicker. Well, it's quicker because the 0 to 60 is 4.0, whereas the 0 to 60 on the Mach-E is 4.75.
No, not the GT. The GT's in the 3-second range.
No, it's not. Good luck.
Really?
Good luck. It's like 4.7.
Really?
The best I could ever do. I tried it one day to see what sort of 0 to 60 times I could do, and the best I could ever get was 4.75, like 4.75 or 4.72. Which I looked it up. It's 4.7 is what they say that thing does.
Is there a timer in the car to do that?
No, I just use my stopwatch. It's like little setup in my waist, kind of.
Yeah.
But,
well, I try now. That truck hauls butt. I mean, it's borderline dangerous. Don't get yourself in trouble, man. You know what I mean? But how you liking it?
It's too soft. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I love all the storage. The storage is awesome. Like, it honestly is so much better to work out of than the Mach-E, just because I got like pockets for everything.
And you don't crawl out of
too many.
Yeah, but you don't crawl out of the truck. You just slip in, slip out.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, the Mach-E wasn't really that bad to get it out, but yeah, you did kind of have to like sit forward. Yeah, it is a lot easier to get it out too, I would say, yeah.
Well, plus you sit up higher in the air. You sit up higher so you can see everything better.
Yeah, which I don't really need that necessarily, because I know I'm the type of person that I know what's going on in the car in front of me, so I don't really, like, sitting up high is kind of neither here nor there to me because I pay attention to the roads. I mean, someone who doesn't pay attention yet. But I don't know. It's fucking fast. The only thing is that it's just that it's got that truck suspension, so I don't feel confident like giving it full gas because it's just so soft.
Well, there is suspension upgrades on those trucks. I think right now, actually, I think you can put a little mild lift on it and get a little better suspension. I think.
Yeah, that would be pretty kind of. I don't know. That would be kind of cool. But
oh yeah, I mean,
if it was a little stiffer of a ride, it would be right there. It is like we said. It's for a guy that hasn't really had a full size truck since the first car I drive, which was that 3/4 ton '87 Chevy Suburban. It's been a long time since I've been anything this large. So, but you can't. I mean, the technology really makes you feel confident because you can see all around you. You're not afraid of swiping something or hitting anything because it's just you can see. You don't really have blind spots like you do in your old pickups.
Yeah. What about the hands-free? Have you done the Blue Cruise? You there? I lost you. Yeah, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I am so disappointed in this 5G network that they've pushed on America because it is garbage. It is such garbage. Like, I lose more calls than I have ever in my entire having a phone. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like the old. It's like me 20 years ago when I used to drive around the Beltway and drop calls all the time. I mean, I used to go on all the time 15, 20 years ago.
And now it does again. It's ridiculous. It's because they don't have enough towers for the infrastructure. You got to have towers like every quarter mile, half mile.
Yeah.
It's like no one thinks about this shit. It's so ridiculous.
Hey, what about the Blue Cruise? Have you used that?
I used it when I was caught in traffic a little bit, but I haven't really used it since I've.
Well, they've updated. They're updating. They got a 2.1. I just read about this early this morning on the internet. So Ford's Blue Cruise and Cadillac Super Cruise are updating them. So the Blue Cruise has a 2.1 software update, and it's gonna make it so you can do lane change. I don't know if I'm reading that right, but it's making it sound like it's going to be like the Tesla where the Blue Cruise won't turn off if you do a lane change.
Yeah, it's been taking itself. It turns itself off when you do a lane change currently. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it said. It said that it's going to open up the opportunity for you to be able to do the lane change without turning off the Blue Cruise. So, and there's 133,000 mapped roads right now. But apparently, Cadillac has 222,000. They're going to double it to 444,000, even on like remote mountain roads. I mean, kind of freaky. But Ford's not going to do it. Ford's not expanding their mapped, programmed GPS starting to the truck. They're going to keep it at 133,000.
Yeah, they'll buy another company out once it gets there.
Yeah. Right, but Ford's staying a little more conservative. But, the Super Cruise, Cadillac's a little bit more aggressive. And Cadillac uses that, the LIPDR or something technology.
No,
Ford
LiDAR.
doesn't. What now?
LiDAR. I think Cadillac uses LiDAR.
Right.
Like
it's solar. Say what?
Yeah. Everyone else uses the infrared, which is using light waves. Cadillac, I think, went to LiDAR, which uses more or less like a sound, a high frequency sound that lets you do 3D mapping.
Right, exactly.
LiDAR uses light too. It uses light too, but it's different than the infrared. I think it uses laser light as opposed to infrared light. There's some sort of slight differentiation, but the LiDAR lets you create much more detailed images of what's around you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Whereas just the infrared just gives you a general idea of an object. It can't actually compute and draw a picture of it. I think Tesla uses LiDAR too.
Yeah, I'm sure they do, because it's 3D imaging. So it creates its own little world.
Exactly. 3D, yeah.
Right. All right. I'm jumping on a truck here, so we'll be talking, okay?
All right. Yeah, I'm just heading.
Well, up here in Virginia, it's the ABC alcohol beverage control thing, and wow, it's crazy. I've done it, and you know, it's crazy. I used to drink beer all the time, and I had to get away from beer. I don't know what it was, but it's just my GERD. The GERD. You know, unfortunately, if anybody listens to my videos, you know, you get GERD. It's just nasty stuff. It takes forever to heal, if you ever do even heal. Sometimes you have to have surgery. It's just, yeah. So, fortunately for me, the most part, I've been able to get over it for the most part, but it still does have its moments. But, you know, I was never a whiskey or a bourbon drinker. I mean, I just never who I was. Or moonshine, right? But now, what the hell's going on? So, I mean, I don't drink beer anymore because it just irritates my GERD. And it's just so acidic. It's so acidic that you wake up in the middle of the night and it's just, you have that acid reflux. So I'm now drinking, you know, bourbon, Jim Beam. Jack Daniel's a little too sugary for me, so I can't drink the Jack Daniel's stuff. The Tennessee stuff's good, but what I was going to tell you is, Florida over the summer, Costco has their own, you know, so each state's different. And some states allow independent stores to sell their stuff, and then Virginia, it's all controlled by the alcohol beverage or whatever, you know, they claim it is, and it's expensive. So I mean, I'm not embellishing here. Down in Florida, you can get like a Jim Beam bourbon, aged bourbon, you know, big bottle for like $25. Up north here, it's $50. I'm not lying. I mean, so you can get nice whiskey down there in Florida for like $20, $15. It's I'm talking the big bottle. I'm not talking about the little bottle stuff. And then they have Tennessee whiskey, which I was in Tennessee. I'm blown away. The stores I went to didn't even have Tennessee whiskey. It's all dominated by Jack Daniel's, which, you know, where is Jack Daniel's based out of, right? So, you know, they got a control in that market. And even the same thing in Tennessee, the whiskeys and, you know, liquors are expensive. So, yeah, in hindsight, when I go back down to Florida, I'm going to buy cases and cases of, you know, product. You freaking alcoholic. Well, I don't drink, you know, in all sincereness. When you get older in life, oh my gosh, you can't party. I mean, I'm not lying to you. When I was younger, I could freaking drink beer, you know, pound beers, drink beer, get up the next day, go to work, and do it all over again the next day. You know, I mean, yeah, but I didn't do that. I mean, I had friends who did that stuff that turned to alcoholics. So for me, when you get older, it's even worse. If you go, anybody that's older knows now, if you go out, you do hard drinking, you know, it can take you a few days to recover. I mean, no lie. If you really just have a really long night of drinking, yeah, well, how do I know, right? So, you know, but the other thing is, it's all about your well-being, and if you're pounding, you know, if you're doing that yourself, it's not good at the end result. So, you know, just information. All right, you know, another video by the Ice Age guy. I hope people are kind of seeing what's going on here. You just heard the guy that works for me. He's loving that F-150, and what's good to know is, I hope when he works out of it, he feels confident of getting around in it and it's not too big. That was my main concern. And I was going to talk to him about that before I kind of had to cut the conversation short, because I got ice cream in my truck here and I can't talk too long because it's all going to melt before I get home. And so anyways, you know, it's sounding like right now that truck's working for him, and I really hope it does. I really hope that truck is, you know, the right size for him to get around in and work out of, and you know, he sounds excited, and he's so funny. He'll figure things out in that truck I'll never figure out. That's how he is. You know, he's so funny. We'll be riding down the road with my trucks, and he'll like, hey, what's this? I'm like, what are you talking about? And he'll go like, didn't you ever know that this existed? I'd be like, no, I didn't know that existed. You know, I have so many different cars. I don't keep them long enough to figure them all out, right? Yeah, you heard that story. So anyways, hope everybody's enjoying my videos. I'm loving the comments, really am. I'm loving how people are interacting. I enjoy that. Love to hear other people's views and perspectives. That's really cool. Appreciate that. One gentleman's reaching out, and he's a really cool guy, and he's talking about, hey, you know, you're the guy that's preaching that the market's at a collapse, but you're the guy paying premium price of used cars. Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying a year ago. I was telling everybody, don't do it. Don't go out and buy a used car yet. Here I am. But at the same time, I think these are pretty cool cars I'm picking up. So I'm not really worried that much about these Ram trucks. I mean, there's no way I think the Ram truck is going to be worth half. I mean, yeah, could it be worth 40? Yeah, it could. 30, I can't see that. As I tell people anymore is, look for a $10,000 used car. Good luck. I mean, good luck. I mean, sincerely, try to find a $10,000 used car. I mean, it's going to be a junker beyond junker. That's where we are in today's inflation. You know, so I just appreciate people kind of watching the video. And, you know, what intrigues me, too, is, you know, some people really do watch the video. They listen to it, and they respond. And I kind of know that they let you listen to the video. And some other people on other videos I've made, they kind of make comments, and it's like, but you didn't even watch the whole video then, because you didn't hear the whole story. You know, I mean, and you know, I get it, but at least they watch some of it, right? So hey, everybody, hope everybody's having a great day. It's beautiful weather up here. It's that time of the year. Kind of beating the mad rush where I live, and we'll have more videos coming up for other adventures. Here's the thing now for me, it's so challenging. I love much. Like tomorrow is a 250 mile day, you know, 225 to 50 mile day. Now tomorrow the debate is where I'm going. I got a big job to go do with my other guy. Is, you know, I just love this truck, but here's the thing, you know, what are you getting on mileage? So anyway, we're gonna do about 20. So, you know, 20 times 10 gallons, 12 gallons. It burned 12 gallons. It's a $50 day in fuel. But if I drive my Mach-E, you know, it's going to be basically me recharging, you know, 88 kilowatts of energy at 11 cents a kilowatt. It's going to be $9. You know, that's so, you know, it's, do I get the $40? Is it the $40 happiness day? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. And that Mach-E's getting so many miles. I'm concerned about that, because that's one thing I always think about is, well, if I do want to sell something, once you get to a certain mileage, it's kind of yours. I get that. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching my Ice Age TV video today, and hopefully my information gained and gave you something. That's great if it did. And if you feel like you're sitting here right next to me with a bottle of Jim Beam bourbon, then there you go, right? And I got some moonshine over there too. Want some moonshine? Yeah, that's good stuff. I got the apple taste, but this is not the full-blown moonshine. It's not legal if you do that. You know, it's the watered down version. But trust me, I've drank moonshine. These people are crazy. I mean, woo, no way. I'll pass. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.